What is eternal? Does beauty last forever? And love, can it conquer time? Since the dawn of humanity, we have searched for answers to these questions. We try to defy the passing years, hold on to fleeting moments, and preserve what we love. But time is relentless. Youth slips through our fingers, beauty fades like leaves in the wind. Everything that is born one day disappears. But what if there were a way to preserve beauty forever? To keep the essence of someone alive even as the years pass and the world changes? More than 4 centuries ago, one man dared to challenge time. He wrote words that would never grow old, verses that would grant immortality to his love. That man was William Shakespeare. And the poem that has survived the ages, still moving hearts across generations, is Sonnet 18. Today we will dive into the depths of this masterpiece, unravel its meaning, and discover how, through the power of words, Shakespeare achieved what no one else ever could, defeating time itself. Listen closely, and let every word echo in your soul. Sonnet 18. Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? Thou art more lovely and more temperate. Rough winds do shake the darling buds of May, and summer's lease hath all too short a date. Sometime too hot the eye of heaven shines, and often is his gold complexion dimmed, and every fair from fair sometime declines, by chance or nature's changing course untrimmed. But thy eternal summer shall not fade, nor lose possession of that fair thou owest, nor shall death brag thou wanderst in his shade, when in eternal lines to time thou growest. So long as men can breathe or eyes can see, so long lives this, and this gives life to thee. This sonnet is more than just a declaration of love. Shakespeare does not merely praise someone's beauty, he proposes something far deeper: immortality through words. From the very first line, he questions whether it is fair to compare his beloved to a summer's day. But the answer is already implied. Summer is unstable, fleeting. The heat can be too intense, the winds too strong, and above all, summer has an end. Physical beauty, like the changing seasons, is subject to time. Everything that is beautiful eventually fades, transforms, or loses its brilliance. But Shakespeare challenges this reality. He claims that his beloved's beauty will never fade because it has been immortalized in his poem. Time may take everything, but it cannot erase words. As long as there is someone to read this sonnet, the image of the beloved will remain alive. This is Shakespeare's promise, to defeat time, not with strength but with art. Since ancient times, death has been seen as life's only certainty. Everything that exists will one day disappear, and beauty, no matter how radiant, is no exception. But Shakespeare challenges this universal truth. He claims that his beloved will not be consumed by time, not even by death. The answer lies within the poem itself. By writing these verses, Shakespeare transforms his beloved into something eternal. As long as there is someone to read these words, the memory of this beauty will remain alive. The sonnet becomes a shield against the passage of time, a way to defy the finality of life. And this is exactly what makes art so powerful. Unlike the body, which ages, or the seasons, which change, words endure. They travel through centuries, cross borders, and continue to move people, long after their creator is gone. Shakespeare shows us that poetry can be a gateway to immortality. Centuries have passed since Shakespeare wrote these verses, yet the impact of Sonnet 18 remains as powerful as the day it was conceived. Why? Because it speaks to something universal: the human desire to preserve what we love. We have all felt the fear of losing something or someone special, of watching time take away what once seemed eternal. The poem reminds us that while youth and beauty are fleeting, there are ways to defy time. Whether through art, memories, or words, something of us can remain, even when we are no longer here. This idea resonates even more in the digital age, where photos, videos, and writings are recorded and can be passed down through generations. Shakespeare shows us that love does not have to be measured by time, but by the intensity with which it is lived and remembered. As long as there is someone to recite these verses, the poet's promise remains alive. In this way, Sonnet 18 is not just a poem about love and beauty, it is proof that the written word can be eternal. Shakespeare's words have defied time. More than 4 centuries later, they still echo in the hearts of those who read them. Sonnet 18 is more than a love poem, it is a declaration of eternity, a promise that beauty and love can outlive the passing years. Through this poem, Shakespeare teaches us that art can be stronger than time, that words can be more powerful than death. As long as there are eyes to read and voices to speak, these verses will never fade. And so, his promise remains unbroken. The beloved of this sonnet never aged, never lost their beauty, and never faded into oblivion. They continue to live, immortalized within the lines of poetry. Because as long as people can breathe and eyes can see, This poem lives on, and through it so does love. If these words moved you, share this poem with someone special. Let Shakespeare's timeless verses continue to live on. And if you want to explore more poetry that defies time, subscribe to the channel and join us on this journey through the power of words.